Online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
.607 on the Get Up and Go show. It's a Thursday. We'll call it a tantalizing Thursday.
I heard that.
That's right. We are going to do everything to tantalize you as much as possible.
I know that's right.
That's right. That's because we said so.
Yeah, man.
Hey, good morning, Bonnie. How you doing?
Good morning, Evan, and thanks everyone for waking up with us on a very nice Thursday once again. We have a dry ride on our way to work this morning. It feels good that way when we don't have to put the windshield wipers on.
Opposed to a wet ride.
Yeah.
I always like a wet ride better than a dry ride.
You do?
Yeah, because it makes me be more cautious, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I suppose you could think about it that way. I just get a little bit nervous when all of that water gets on the roadways and it's raining too hard and you have that chance of hydroplaning or somebody hydroplaning right into you. I guess it tends to always just make me more nervous.
Yeah.
But, you know, I should be used to it. I grew up in Wisconsin where we had to drive in a lot of wet, slick and nasty rain and sleet and snow and all kinds of stuff. Really bad weather sometimes.
Yep. Without a doubt. So how's your Thursday going so far? You're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed like I am. I'm running on about 57 cylinders this morning.
That's wonderful to hear. You must have had a really good sleep during the night.
No, I didn't. I had a crappy sleep.
Oh, so what's making you going on all of these
I don't know.
wonderful cylinders?
I honestly don't know. I really don't. I guess maybe it's because my guest that's going to be here at 8 o'clock, Joe DeVito, is going to be joining us. He's from the New York Mets organization. He's the executive producer up there at Citi Field, and he's one of the main people, or is the main person that is responsible for putting all that crowd noise and the sound effects and everything else into the stadium to make it sound like it's a real game with real fans. And I'm curious what the method behind the madness is. I saw his interview on a video snippet on the internet the other day, and I was like, wow. I'm like, I got to get Joe on the program. So I called him up, and he's available. So he's going to be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning to discuss the method behind the madness on how they put all that crowd noise in the stadium, the boos, the chants, just everything that it makes it give the players that homey feel like there's 40 or 50,000 fans in the stadium. And
we get that homey feel when we watch the game or listening on it on the radio. You know, we get that feel like there are people actually there and the real baseball sound effect, the real baseball spirit and feeling that we want.
Yeah, definitely. Because I watch it on TV, and when I watch it on TV, I'm like, wow, these guys are doing a pretty flipping good job. I mean, they're getting all sorts of stuff in there. And, you know, if the Mets strike opposing batter, you hear the crowd cheer. Or if like the pitcher from the opposing team goes to pick off the guy on first base, you hear the crowd boo. So there's just all sorts of stuff. And man, I so want to pick his brain this morning.
Yeah. Sports is really not made to be quiet.
No.
You know, unless maybe you're watching it on the golf course and you're watching the golfers do their swing and you're not supposed to hiss and cheer all the time and heckle out there.
Right. Same thing with tennis, too. Tennis is you're only supposed to cheer after the guy serves the ball. It's like golf. You have to wait for the guy to hit the ball with the club, and then you can make all the racket you want.
That's right. And then when you have like mighty teams like in basketball or football and soccer, when you have teams out playing on the field with a number of players, you just like the roar and the excitement of it all. It just wouldn't be the same without it. And thanks goodness there's someone like your guy that we're going to talk to later that are putting in those nice sound effects for us.
Yeah, I'm really interested to pick his brain and find out what's what and what makes the magic tick, so to speak,
it was
up there at Citi Field.
Interesting to talk a few weeks ago to the sign or the guy that's making the cardboard cutouts of the fans.
Gary Pincus, yes.
In the stadium. And what a wonderful thing that he does. Did you get a cutout, or are you thinking
I've got a cutout.
A cutout?
Yep, I've got a cutout.
Yep,
I've got my own cutout. It's somewhere in Citi Field. Can't tell you where it is, but it's somewhere in Citi Field.
Right.
Don't know where it is.
At least you know that it's out there. It's
I'm
out
there.
there somewhere.
I'm there. Just
Right.
don't know where, but I'm there.
New York Mets did take a win last night. Yay!
Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
They're doing good.
They came through in the ninth inning. Michael Conforto hit a dinger in center field. I was watching the highlight reel, so that was pretty cool about that one. I enjoyed seeing my Mets win. But there's just a lot going on in the world of baseball, a lot going on in the world of sports. You got the bubble up in Orlando. You got the bubble up in Toronto where they're playing hockey. The women's, the WNBA, they're over in Bradenton in a bubble over there. So there's like bubbles here, bubbles there, bubbles everywhere.
And NASCAR too, I think, didn't they even do that with some fans in attendance not too long ago?
Yep.
So I can't wait till this world of sports gets back to normal and everything back to normal. Heck, I even wonder what they're going to do about maybe high school basketball games, because that has a good hometown spirit and feel when you go into the gymnasium.
Yep.
Parents sitting by other parents, which I don't know if they're going to be able to do that.
I don't think they're
going to.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to allow fans in the gyms because of the close quarters. But I do know that football, hopefully they'll allow fans somewhat in the stands for football games. So as long as they socially distance, so there will be a good amount of footage between from one fan to another.
Yeah, it seems like with football, you're in a stadium, usually you're outside, doing it outdoors. And I think there should be a clear way for people to get out there. And I know that high school football, they decided that will go on. I think even here in Martin County, I believe their practices might start around the 24th here.
Yeah, somewhere's in that area. The NFL is also stating that some of the teams are going to be allowing fans back in at 25% attendance, which is fine. And one of the NFL teams was on the news the other day talking about how they're going to sell their tickets. They're going to sell them in groups. So if you're going to a game with a group of people that's family or that you'll sit in a group, and then they'll have the next section for another group and so on and so forth. So they'll have this grid up on the computer that shows them everything and how they're going to do the seating in the entire stadium.
Thank goodness, because I still want to see the fans rooting for the Packers at Lambeau Field this season. Mm-hmm. And those Packer fans will go out when it's a chilly 0.
Oh, they don't care.
They'll go out in their parkas when it's way, way, way below 0.
They don't care what temperature it is.
Even little kids out there cheering with their big jackets. Some of the ladies wearing just the bikinis and their big high cheese heads,
love
of course.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Love it when they get out there in their bikinis in 20-degree weather.
We're looking forward to our NFL Pick'em League too, and I'm hoping that's going to get underway really cool.
I don't understand how that works, so that's something you're going to have to handle. I have no idea how that works.
We'll definitely show you and get you involved. It's not, it's simple, just going to, pick your favorite team to win out of every single game during the weekend. Mm-hmm. I think there's a couple of predictions there of maybe the scores of a couple of games and who's going to score the most points during the week, what team's scoring the least. And our listeners have fun with it because, weekly we've been providing dinners to the St. Lucie Draft House for winners. And then at the end of the season, I believe the one who gets the best, the best ahead of everyone they win a really nice football jersey.
Well, nothing's come across my desk about giving out any free dinners from the Draft House. So that's something we can't really.
Well, not yet. We've been doing it every year, though, Evan. Yeah. I'm sure nothing's going to change, or if it does change, but this is what has gone on in years past. People love the St. Lucie Draft House.
Oh, definitely.
That's been our meeting ground for our football NFL parties and listeners coming on out, getting in the spirit. Everybody has a really nice time.
Yep. It's a great place. They have great food there. I've been there quite a few times, and hopefully we'll find out if they're going to be partaking, or I'll speak to the powers to be and see if
we'll
be
speaking to them. That's right. We got to talk to Carol and Greg and Ann, and maybe everybody's going to get everything underway. It's going to be good.
Yep. As soon as I find out, we'll bring the great news to all our great listeners as far as what the prize is going to be, or what's what, whether it's going to be from there or somewhere else. I mean, for all I know, we could have a new sponsor this year for that.
We could.
Who knows? Anything's possible.
But we will have an NFL Pick'em League, and with the powers that be, the NFL must go on. We are praying and hoping.
Football league will go on. Football,
Yeah.
There'll definitely be football without a doubt. I'm going to let you handle the that whole whatever. What do you call that thing? The NFL
Pick'em League.
Yeah, the Pick'em League. I'll let you handle the Pick'em League.
G asked me to do it just when he was here last. He thought maybe Bonnie, maybe you could handle it. Somebody's got to handle it. So we're going to get a handle on things.
Well, you'll be the one to get the handle on it.
Okay.
That's in your. I'm going to put that in your lap, and you can take care of that, and I'll just kind of go along for the ride, and we'll have a great time.
Yeah,
with
it's going to be fun.
Yeah. How was your day yesterday when you get out of here? What'd you do?
I loved it. I watched a vintage 80s movie that I haven't seen ever, and Gary introduced me to it. Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
I tell you, get no respect. No respect.
Yeah. And he goes back to school with all the kids, and his son is in the college.
Yep.
And oh man, loads of well-known actors in that one too, including Burt Young from Rocky was in that, who played Paulie. He played a chauffeur. There was Sam Kinison playing a really funny part.
I love Sam Kinison. When he was alive, I used to go see him in concert at the West Palm Beach Auditorium.
Wow.
That guy could scream his arse off. That's all I got to say. He was known for his screaming.
Were you like in the front row and
right in the front row,
right in front of your face?
Right in the front row, and then I went backstage afterwards because I was doing radio down in the Palm Beaches back in the day, and we were the official radio station for the Sam Kinison tour. And I got to meet him. Went backstage. And tell you what, when he's off that stage, he's totally different kind of a guy.
Yeah. Is he a little bit more mellow? Like maybe when he's
he's pretty laid back. He's pretty reserved.
Yeah.
But when he gets on that stage, he's a flipping lunatic.
he gets into character when he gets on the stage.
Yep.
He played a professor in the movie, the professor of American history. And I know he was like screaming right into the students' faces.
Oh, yeah.
About some history that he's been through, and then they brought it into the classroom.
Yeah, he came off the stage when he was in West Palm Beach, and he got in people's face. He asked me backstage if he can get in my face if I minded. I'm like, no, you do whatever you want.
Oh yeah.
So he just got right in my face, started screaming in my face, and I screamed right back at him. He didn't expect that one.
He probably loved it. He probably respected you for screaming right back at him.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really good. When the world lost him, they lost a good comic. That's for damn sure.
I didn't see him, but I was able to see Howie Mandel.
That's another one. That's another one when he does his character.
Yeah.
I can't think of the little character that he does.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Little
when he
Bobby.
sucks in helium and he does Bobby, and then he also takes the rubber glove and he puts the rubber glove over his head.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And I got a chance to see in his later days of the guy that does the who's on first, who's on second, That's
Abbott and Costello. They're dead.
Oh, wait, not Abbott and Costello. I'm thinking of, now I can't remember the name of he's just like a legendary comic. Let's see here. I'm going to look it up because I can't believe I'm not remembering his name at the moment.
Okay.
Let's see. When I find it, I'll say, oh, yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah, it'll hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, it's going to. Anyway, I think he's the comic he got into trouble one year, I think in Sunfest in Milwaukee for throwing profanities like out at the people, and he was doing like a comedy act.
Oh, okay.
And there was some profanities going on with it. Why can't I remember this Legend Comics name?
Couldn't tell you. I'm not inside your brain, so I don't know.
It'll come to me.
It'll come to me. 6:20 right now. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. The legal battle between the governor and the state's largest teachers union over reopening schools is back in front of a Tallahassee judge after mediation broke down. Florida Education Association attorney Kendall Coffey says coronavirus cases, including in children, continue to rise while teachers are not offered additional accommodations and greater safety measures.
It's gone 180 degrees. Safety has become minimized in this most recent order.
Attorneys for the governor argue while there is a risk for reopening physical schools, there's a larger risk for learning deficits, physical abuse, and depression in children. As we fight the spread of COVID-19, we can't ignore the pandemic's emotional toll. During a mental health roundtable in Orlando, Governor Ron DeSantis noted there were 60,000 overdoses in Florida last month, up significantly since last year.
We've got to dig in. We've got to be able to juggle multiple balls. We got to be able to handle more than one problem when it comes to healthcare.
The governor says $2 billion has been allocated across the state agencies to support mental health and curb substance abuse. A jewelry store robbery triggered a wild chase through Martin and St. Lucie counties on Wednesday and ended with 2 people in custody, authorities said. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts was on the scene and has this.
Michael, right now, deputies still need to find a piece of jewelry valued at near $1,000 that they believe the suspects may have dumped somewhere along this getaway this afternoon. Both of those suspects right now are in custody at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff William Snyder telling us within the last hour or so that the 2 suspects are accused of robbing by Terry and Stewart. The store's owner says a suspect asked an employee to try on a necklace, then ran out with that necklace. The owner says a customer also tried firing a shot at their car, but Snyder says the suspects sped off through downtown Stewart and into St. Lucie County, likely causing multiple car crashes along the way. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. They were followed through Martin and St. Lucie County and finally stopped on I-95 in Hobe Sound when deputies threw out stop sticks, disabling their car. The passenger was taken into custody at the car. The driver tried running, but was also caught quickly.
It was violent because shots were fired, and we're working through that right now. People in the store were assaulted. So these suspects were bound and determined to get away. They had no intention of stopping, and it had not been for the Martin County Sheriff's deputies in St. Lucie County, they certainly would have gotten out of here.
And all I know about the suspects right now is that one is 15 years old. The other, Sheriff Snyder says, is not cooperating, not given age or a name. We also understand there are other counties that want to come and interview these 2 suspects to see if they may be tied also to recent burglaries and other crimes in their counties. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
And a 50-year-old Jensen Beach man was killed in a crash on Florida's Turnpike in St. Lucie County yesterday afternoon. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, a tractor trailer and a pickup were traveling southbound on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 145 when the tractor trailer sideswiped the pickup truck. The driver of the tractor trailer lost control of the vehicle, hit a guardrail, and overturned. He was pronounced dead at the scene, FHP said. The driver of the pickup truck, a 56-year-old Pompano Beach man, and a 21-year-old passenger in his vehicle did not suffer any injuries. All southbound lanes of Florida's Turnpike were closed in the area for hours while officials worked the scene. The crash is still pending investigation. Well, our Major League Baseball scores from last night. The Chicago Cubs had a doubleheader, and first they got beat by St. Louis 9-3, and then the Cubs did go on to beat the Cardinals by a score of 4-2. The Baltimore Orioles upset the Toronto Blue Jays 5-2. The Phillies lose to the Red Sox 6-3. It was Kansas City Royals shutting out the Cincinnati Reds 4-0. The Yankees losing to Tampa Bay Rays 4-2, and the Miami Marlins losing to the New York Mets by a score of 5-3. The Brewers also take a win. Chicago White Sox 2 winning. Houston Astros, Oakland Athletics win yesterday. And news time is 6:25. Weather and traffic together are next.
.626 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together are brought to you by Code Red with Responding.
Well, Evan, nothing to report this morning. All looking fine and clear as we're heading out on a Thursday. This includes our major highways. US 1 is looking good. Just look out for the kids and the school buses a little bit later on this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. We have 75 in Stewart. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off, temperatures in the mid-70s, back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450 Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
I started 2020 with a vision board. Get out of the house and travel more. This year hasn't turned out quite the way I want it to be. Girl, since we've all been stuck in a quarantine, I've been doing some Instagram scrolling, and celebrities, they don't look too bored to me. Nah, cause they got a bunch of home theaters and some open bars, sitting in hot tubs and smoking cigars, and an Olympic-sized swimming pool just to beat the heat. Woo! I kinda wish I had famous friends and I could hang with them until this thing ends. But instead I'm in this room with really bad AC.
6:31 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. That's the Holderness family that does all these parody songs for us. And I've actually made contact with their agent, and we're going to be having them on the show here in the near future.
Yes,
which I'm
all right.
really excited about.
Finally, you've been at this, pursuing this for a really long time, Evan.
Persistency pays off.
It does.
Yeah, definitely so. But the Holderness family, it's a mom, a dad, and a daughter and a son, and they've been thrusted into the limelight with all their different parody songs that they have out there. Speaking of thrusted into the limelight, it's time to do some viral videos. There was a trending video clip on Twitter yesterday that went viral. It's a comedian named Kylie Brackman making fun of liberals who are sure their tweets or comments are winning the day. She plays two characters trying to outdo each other. Some of the brilliant comments include Representative Ted Lieu is throwing serious shade. Nancy Pelosi does not have time for this. And Mommy Drinky wine all day. That's it. So let's listen in, and here she is.
This. Okay, this. Okay, this. This. That's it. That's the tweet. That's it. That's the tweet. That's it. That's the tweet. I got news for you, Lindsey Graham. The blue wave is a-comin'. This. Okay, Representative Ted Lieu is throwing some serious shade. Nancy Pelosi does not have time for this. You, sir, have won the internet. This is the best thing I've seen all day. Okay, Alyssa Milano has officially had enough of Moscow Mitch, and we are living for it. This the tweet. Internet win of the day goes to you. Let me break it down for you, Donnie Trump. Elizabeth Warren is Hermione. We's the Harry Potter, and you, sir, are Voldemort. Pod save America, indeed. Mommy drink you wine all day. That's it. That's the tweet.
That video was trending yesterday for hours.
Yeah, and this young lady, she's a comedian, and maybe not the best known comedian, but now people are knowing her for sure.
Yeah.
And how cool. She must have been watching a lot of the Democratic conventions lately and getting a lot of stuff from that.
Yeah. There's another video. There's a 9-second video that has a great payoff. A woman lights a bottle rocket that's on a table, and when it shoots into the air, her bulldog makes a valiant effort to attempt to go after it as it goes up in the air, and then he just lands straight on his back. So the dog like literally goes airborne, jumping at the bottle rocket going up, and then the dog just lands on its back. There's no audio with the video, but I watched the video this morning, and it's hilarious to see this bulldog jumping up after the rocket as it shoots straight up in the air.
But you know what I noticed about the video, Evan? Did you see how close that dog's face was to the bottle rocket ready to launch off the table?
Yep.
I mean, that dog's face was like a foot away. And seriously, my dogs, my cats, my pets are like my kids to me. And I would not have that animal's face so close to that bottle rocket situation, because you never is going to travel.
Let me look at this real quick here. The dog is, all right, I want to say it's about 2-3 feet away.
Yeah.
And the bottle rocket's up high, and the dog is lower than the bottle rocket, and the bottle rocket can only go up. So I think the dog was safe from the way the video
I'm
looks.
sure it was, but like I said, you just never know. And so you never know which way those things are going to zing, or you know how they're going to explode. You just
they
don't
usually
know for
go.
sure.
Most times they go up, unless if they fall over. But I'm sure that there was safety taken in the utmost.
There has to be, and I remember lighting off bottle rockets too when I was a kid, and I would not say, oh, just anybody go out and do this. We used to even light that little situation up while it was still in our hand and throw that bottle rocket in the air and watch it go zinging across the sky.
Yeah, we have a phone call this morning. Good morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Hi, this is Lollipop Louie.
Oh, good gosh.
Oh, geez. Hey, Lollipop Louie. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Hi.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
No problem. I heard you wanted to talk to me.
In regards to?
Well, you said on the air yesterday you need to talk to Lollipop Louie about the cat.
Oh, yeah. We were having a conversation about that yesterday. Remember, Bonnie?
Yeah, and you've been throwing lollipops out at Big Kitty, thinking Big Kitty's going to suck on a lollipop for a while?
Well, first of all, cats don't eat lollipops. Two, I have found, I think, is this Fredo Sauce's house. Is that his name, Fredo Sauce? What kind of name is Fredo Sauce?
I don't know. That's his last name.
Fredo Sauce.
His last name is Sauce, and it's spelled SAUSS, Sauce. That's the way he spells his last name because I write his paycheck out, so it's SAUSS.
Okay, well, I'm in this backyard right now.
Oh.
I'm trying to get in, and, uh-oh. Oh, dog. I don't like dogs.
Do you have a bottle rocket?
What does he need a bottle rocket
We
for?
were just talking about dogs and bottle rockets. Maybe,
No.
if you got something to blast, maybe you'll chase that dog
I
away.
want to know where the dog, okay. Wow.
I gotta go, guys. He's not on my leg.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Sounds like Lollipop Louie is
boy.
in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
No.
That wasn't good.
Goodness gracious. I hope he gets away from that dog, doesn't get any little dog bites on his leg.
Yeah. We'll have to ask Lollipop Louie to check back in and let us know what's going on.
That's for sure.
Anyway, a singer named Tim Storms holds the Guinness record for hitting the lowest note. It's the musical note G7, and it's registered at 0.189 kilohertz. He also holds the record for the widest vocal range of 10 octaves. And when you hear him sing the song Lonesome Road, you will understand. I'm going to play a little snippet of his audio, and let's listen in.
I gotta walk. Got to lonesome road. Gotta walk. Got to walk. Lonesome road. Got to save yours name. Gotta walk that lonesome road.
Wow, that guy's amazing.
That's his real voice.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing that without a
Yeah,
machine.
I gotta find out where this guy is.
Oh,
I want to get this
yeah.
guy on the show.
Music like that could put me to sleep at night very nicely, even better than those ocean sounds.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's a real peaceful sound about that makes
Okay.
you feel peaceful and easy. I thought Barry White was one of the lowest vocalists that I've ever heard, but this guy, wow, he can go low and without the help of anything helping him.
There he is. I found his website. Look at that quick.
Nice.
Bam, contact. There it is. There's the information. Look at that. See, it's that simple.
It'll be fun to talk
that
to
crazy?
him to see if he speaks as low as he sings, if his speaking quality is really low too, that low voice.
Yeah, he does voiceovers. So he's a voiceover guy.
Yeah.
Is what he does. He does trailers. Here, listen in.
He exposed one of the greatest cover-ups in human history. But what would make the Vatican turn to him? Angels and Demons, rated PG-13. What if there was a place beyond your imagination? The Incredibles is being hailed by the most respected critics as one of the best films of the year.
I think I've heard that before. I think
Yeah.
I've heard him do that before.
Here's some more of his work.
Once
Listen.
Upon a Time, all new next Sunday, 8/7 Central on ABC. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming to ABC. Saturday, only on Fox Kids.
I wonder if he'd do something for us.
And maybe he will. He's really good. And you know whose voice I miss is Fontaine.
Don LaFontaine.
Yeah,
I interviewed him many times on my syndicated radio show.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Don LaFontaine.
He had like that perfect voice for the movie trailers. And
Yeah.
then when you go to the movies and that big surround sound with his voice coming on, it just makes you feel really good too. Just love that voice.
Yeah, Don LaFontaine. And he's the guy that did he was famous for the movie trailer when he would go, "In a world."
Yeah.
I don't know how somebody could possibly get that low of a voice.
Mhm.
That's pretty incredible.
He certainly had one of the lowest, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. As I was mentioning before, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, my buddy Joe DeVito is going to be here from Citi Field. We're going to be talking to him about all the different effects they do up there for the ball games. Looking forward to that interview. But Bonnie, did you know that about 24% of us are so impatient we read the last page of a book first? I've done that many times. How about you?
Never.
Never? I just go right to the end. I just
No.
want to get right to the meat and potatoes.
I like the reading through the story and all of that suspense before I get to the end. It would just kind of like ruin it for me, I guess, if I read the end of the story first.
Yeah.
But have you done that often? Do
Many
you do that
times.
often with books?
Many times, because I don't have patience to read a book.
You might want to. I'm sure some kids might do it if they have like to read a book for school, a certain
Mhm.
novel for school, and they don't want to read through all the pages and
Yeah.
maybe kind of cheat a little bit to get to the and go to the end.
Did you know that Americans with cell phones drop it in the toilet about 7 million times a year?
Do you?
7 million times a year.
That's something, I'm so OCD about my phone usually and where it is that I would never do that. And I haven't done it yet. So it's like, who are these Americans dropping their phones in the toilets?
Yeah.
Are they, and people aren't going to concerts. So
Yeah.
they're not the ones that are out at the outhouses at the concerts dropping them in. Have
Yep.
you ever done it?
No, I've never dropped my cell phone in the crapper.
No. I would think seriously. You're the kind of guy who wouldn't. You seem
would hope
to
not.
really hand up.
No,
you have
I
hands
take
on
my
that
phone. I take my phone with me when I go do my business, but I'm very careful. I
Yeah.
don't hold it over the commode. That would be ridiculous. You have to be stupid to do that.
Oh, you know what? I did drop my phone one time when I was talking to a girlfriend of mine. I
Mhm.
was house cleaning at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a mop full of water.
Dropped it in the bucket.
And I dropped it in the bucket one
Oh,
time.
Well, that's
I do remember
that wasn't
that.
good.
No.
That wasn't too good. Guess your call got disconnected, I'm sure.
It did.
Just a tad bit.
Had to take that phone, dry her out. It did dry out. And then
Did you put it in a bowl of rice?
No, does that work?
Yeah, of course it does. You didn't know
Oh,
that?
I did not.
Yeah. If you drop a phone in water, just stick it in rice.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It works.
If I ever tend to do that again, we'll
Okay.
have to try.
There you go.
Okay.
Did you know the number one thing people remember arguing with their siblings about is who gets to ride shotgun? Now, I always had that issue in my house when my kids were younger and we'd all go. They had this thing that they would yell all the time. It would be like shotgun no blitz. And I have no idea what that meant. They would just go shotgun no blitz. And whoever yelled it first would get to ride up front. So yeah, can you imagine 4 kids?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're all yelling shotgun no blitz. Wow.
We don't have that problem. Topanga and Jaden just seem to be fine, like in the back seat when we're out on I-95 and stuff.
Yeah.
They've never had that problem. And I think me growing up, I can't remember fighting with my siblings about that one either. I remember driving in the back of the old pickup truck from time to time. I think kids remember that of our age now. When they were kids, seriously, it was always fun to get in the back of Daddy's pickup truck and ride in the cab with the air wide open.
You know, there's nothing worse. Sorry, I'm going off topic here.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse than when you get a spot in your glasses and you can't get it off. Drives me nuts. Like right now, there's like a little speck in my glasses and I can't get it. It just won't come off.
Do you have that little glass cleaner? Remember that little glass cleaner we used to carry around?
Yeah, I do. It's somewhere in my
Yeah.
bag back there.
Yeah, maybe that'll get it off. Maybe a little Windex might work.
There. Okay, I got it finally. But now I've just totally smudged my glasses.
Oh man.
Now I can't see nothing.
I
Now
had
I'm
to-
blind as a bat.
You know what I bought the other day, which I haven't bought in years.
What?
I forgot to wear my contacts to work on Monday, so I only had my glasses.
So
and
much for those.
I don't like them sliding down my face when I'm doing massage, so I went out and bought one of those sporty glass bands for the glasses to keep them on, to keep them secure around your head.
Okay.
So they're not like falling down your face.
All right. Lastly, did you know the most common blood type is O positive? 80% of the population has a positive blood type, which means just about anyone can receive a transfusion from somebody with O positive blood, Bonnie. So think about that one.
Do you donate blood?
No, I don't. I do not. I'm afraid of needles. Remember that?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I the little red bus. I think Gary went to it one time when we were out at a function. He'll go and donate, but I'm just like faint at the sight of the needle and going in that part of my arm. And to be honest, I'm one of those that I don't even know what type of blood I do have.
Red, I hope.
The last time I looked,
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're not bleeding red, you're in trouble.
hopefully not green.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got
purple.
green blood. You got green blood. You may as well head out the door right now. 6:47. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie, standing by.
Thank you, Evan. A jewelry store robbery triggered a wild chase in St. Lucie counties on Wednesday and ended with 2 people in custody, authorities said. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts was on the scene and has this.
Michael, right now, deputies still need to find a piece of jewelry valued at nearly $125,000. Believe the suspects may have dumped somewhere along this getaway this afternoon. Both of those suspects right now are in custody at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff William Snyder telling us within the last hour or so that the 2 suspects are accused of robbing diamonds by Terry and Stewart. The store's owner says a suspect asked an employee to try on a necklace, then ran out with that necklace. The owner says a customer also tried firing a shot at their car, but Snyder says the suspects sped off through downtown Stewart and into St. Lucie County, likely causing multiple car crashes along the way. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. They were followed through Martin and St. Lucie County and finally stopped on I-95 in Hope Sound when deputies threw out stop sticks, disabling their car. The passenger was taken into custody at the car. The driver tried running, but was also caught quickly.
It was violent because shots were fired, and we're working through that right now. People in the store were assaulted. So these suspects were bound and determined to get away. They had no intention of stopping, and it had not been for the Martin County Sheriff's deputies in St. Lucie County, they certainly would have gotten out of here.
And all we know about the suspects right now is that one is 15 years old. The other, Sheriff Snyder says, is not cooperating at all, will not give an age or a name. We also understand there are other counties that want to come and interview these 2 suspects to see if they may be tied also to recent burglaries and other crimes in their counties. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
On just the 3rd day of school, the Okeechobee County School District is transitioning nearly 36 students and 1 teacher to remote learning after a student tested positive for coronavirus. According to the school district, the Okeechobee High School student was immediately isolated and sent home. The school district says it's working with the Department of Health for contact tracing. Only students who weren't able to social distance from the student are being sent home. Those students include 11 students on a bus, 21 students from 6 classrooms, and 1 teacher. They will do remote learning for 14 days. A Treasure Coast woman is going all in on her dream job, taking a chance at a time when many people are struggling to make ends meet. COVID-19 is leaving many people struggling to find their way in a tough job market. And WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
On a quick boat ride through the Indian River Lagoon, Nicolette Mariano shows us where her new business is truly growing.
I've never been a person that likes to be sitting inside all day or in a cubicle.
We're in Sebastian, an area once rich with oysters, clams, and other shellfish that she's helping bounce back.
It's saltwater runs through my veins, I guess.
Mariano is a Martin County native who grew up loving the water, sea life, and aquaculture. She's made a career working in aquaculture and research for years.
A lot happened with COVID, so I was let go from my job around the time of COVID too.
She lost her job at one of the toughest times to find a new one.
Trying to make it work right now.
Deciding there was no better time to go all in on starting her own business, Treasure Coast Shellfish.
Like, do or die right now, trying to make it happen.
She says she's now just one of 2 oyster farmers along Florida's East Coast, now producing upwards of 200,000 oysters.
The oysters are called Salty Sebastian Silvers. So to keep with the 1715 fleet of the Treasure Coast and the historical significance.
It's a labor of love, no quick profits out here.
Definitely produces a very nice salty oyster.
But she knows the payoff has the potential to go far beyond a dinner table.
One adult oyster, about 3 inches long, can filter up to 50 to 60 gallons of water a day.
She's helping restore water quality, even attract more sea life to the lagoon, supporting the country's most diverse ecosystem.
I've created my own little ecosystem, and it's given me hope.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The NBA scores from last night. The Raptors lost to the Brooklyn Nets by a score of 104-96. Utah Jazz beating Denver 124-105. It was Boston Celtics over the 76ers 128-101. And the Mavericks get beat by the LA Clippers 127-114. And the Magic and the Heat are each 1-0, entering today's second game of their Eastern Conference playoff series in the NBA's Orlando bubble. Orlando playing Milwaukee and Miami facing Indiana. News time 6:52. Weather and traffic together are next.
$6:53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, we're not finding any accidents throughout the Treasure Coast this Thursday morning. Everything is looking smooth. If you're heading out, it's looking like a good ride this morning. And there's your latest look at traffic. And 73, we have a clear sky, Port St. Lucie. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off. Temperatures in the mid-70s, highs tomorrow back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Hey, have you noticed that in 2020, the news is getting so weird that no matter what you read, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Think about it. I mean, Corona's not the only thing that could kill us all. There's a killer dust cloud.
6:59 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie as we get into the news in the 7 o'clock hour. That'll be hour number 2. In the meantime, we're going to let the Holderness family play out this parody song of Kelly Clarkson. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and we'll be back right after the news. Don't you dare go anywhere.
And the list of things that kill you getting longer. Terrifying spiders, they look like tarantulas with wings. There's also meth alligators drinking that water, splashing around, doing all these red things. Oh yeah, the list is getting longer, longer. I'm gonna stay inside. Yeah. I was curious if hurricane season would be good or bad. Yeah. I looked it up.
On air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected to the Get Up and Go Show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
Your favorite radio station.
Hey, turn up the radio.
It is on.
Turn on the radio.
Okay, then.
Turn it up.
Hey, everybody. Heard any good radio lately?
No, we heard your show, though.
Is this new wave radio?
Well, I'm something of a famous radio personality.
This diet consists of black coffee and sarcasm.
Happy National Radio Day.
All I can think of is radio.
And it's
Showtime. Yeah, it's definitely showtime, without a doubt. Hour number 2 of the award-winning Get Up and Go show.
I know that's right.
That's right. We've got so many awards, we need a separate room to put them all in.
I heard that.
Well, awards are coming out the wazoo, without a doubt.
Yeah, man.
A lot of awards. That's
And
all we
yeah.
get. It's more awards and more awards.
It is a perfect time to celebrate, too, being that it's National Radio Day.
Yeah, it is.
And we want to congratulate and salute all of our fellow radio friends and companions in this wonderful, exciting, never boring business.
I wonder how many people know it's National Radio Day. I don't know. I wonder if we should call G up and see if they know.
I think
You know what?
everybody
That deserves
listening,
a phone call.
everybody listening to the radio probably knows that it is National Radio
I don't know, I'm
Day.
going to call G up. I want to find out. Let's find out if it's National Radio Day up there, too.
Yeah,
It's our brother station.
more than 2/3 of people listen to the radio daily.
Yeah.
And
Got to
radio,
say good morning to my friend Mike McCoy.
Hi, Mike.
He's watching on Instagram Live.
That's a very nice Irish name, Mike McCoy.
Happy National Radio Day, he writes.
Happy birthday, Mike.
I love Mike McCoy.
I mean, hello, mate.
Yeah, I need some Mike McCoy. Definitely. I got to have him in here one day as a guest.
Yeah.
Just to come in and talk about all the good things we do up at our church.
And why not?
They're not answering. They never answer the phone.
No, but they're too busy.
I feel like
they're
I'm
too
not
busy
wanted.
doing radio.
No, I feel like I'm not wanted, Bonnie.
Do you know that 13% of people pick one radio station and never change it no matter what's on?
Yeah. I fluctuate between 3 radio stations.
Do you?
Depending on what time of the day.
Yeah. I think that's about what I do on average. Maybe 2 or 3 that I listen to, like on my car radio.
Yep.
Like on the way here and when I commute.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, they're not answering. I'm not going to waste my time with them fools.
Remember those big national
Pity to
radio
fool.
ads we used to play just for radio?
Yeah.
It had the great jingle, Radio Gets Results,
Yeah, definitely so.
with all of the people's testimonials in there for sure, telling how radio brought them results with their advertising.
So there's like I was saying, I have 3 radio stations I listen to.
Yeah.
I listen to The Message, which is on Sirius XM.
Okay.
I don't know if you have Sirius XM or not.
I can get it, but I don't have it yet.
The Message is all praise and worship music.
Oh, yeah.
And that just that'll make anybody happy listening to that. You can be in the worst mood
Yeah.
possibly, and you could just put on The Message and you're like instant smile.
That's cool.
Instant smile.
Yeah.
Instant smile. Then I also listen to talk radio. I listen to Fight Nation, Sirius XM Fight Nation. And then the other station I listen to is I'll fluctuate between CNN and Fox News.
Okay.
Just to see what's going on. But
Yeah.
when they start talking all that political crap, that's when I just turn it off.
You just kind of I know, because you just overhear it sometimes and
Yeah,
you start
enough
to
is
zone
enough.
out. I hear you.
Yeah, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Yep. I like to listen to our 2 AM stations. There's one station, a music station called The Surf. They have some pretty cool music, classics. And there's an FM station I like listening to for 80s and 90s music. And today, when I'm in the mood for hearing
All
some
right.
music. But you're right, Evan. You got to hear that talk radio to get your brain stimulated a little bit.
See, even Mike McCoy knows. Channel 63, Sirius XM.
Yeah.
The Message. Love it. He just wrote that on my Instagram. Birthdays and anniversaries. It's time for birthdays and anniversaries. And back in the day. And Bonnie, do you have anybody you want to wish happy birthday to?
Nobody on the wish list. I think just my kitty cats in the summertime. They like to rock and roll, and I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it's Jack Frosty's birthday right around here.
All right. That sounds good.
Maybe
I'm going to go out on
yeah.
a limb here and just say happy birthday to Mike McCoy. Even
Okay.
though I have no idea when his birthday is, it probably either just went by or
Yeah.
it just came or it's coming up. So I figure, to be on the safe side, I'll just say happy birthday to Mike McCoy. Happy birthday to Travis. Happy birthday to Jenny. Happy birthday to everybody at CF. And this way I've covered the gamut.
Yeah.
And now I've wished everybody a happy birthday at CF.
You know what I'm not really liking about social media now is that I will go on there and, say happy birthday to some friends that I know, but there are certain days that I'm not on there.
Yeah.
So if I missed someone's, birthday that I know I'm thinking about me like, gee, Bonnie, now you didn't wish me a happy birthday.
Okay.
It's like with social media, it just pushes you to think that you got to say happy birthday to everybody.
Well, it's common courtesy.
It is.
Common courtesy.
It
You wish them a happy birthday.
Makes you a little anxious because you can't be on your social media all day and
Not
see
too bad.
when it's their birthday.
Not too bad. One in which Demi Lovato, 28-year-old musical artist. She's 28 years old today. Andrew Garfield. Andrew aged out of Spider-Man after just 2 movies. He's also Desmond Doss in Hacksaw Ridge. Ben Barnes is 39 years old today. That's Billy Russo on The Punisher. Monique Powell's 45. That's the lead singer of Save Ferris. Amy Adams, 46 years old today. That's Camille Preaker on HBO's Sharp Objects.
She's a terrific actress.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Misha Collins is 46. That's Castile in Supernatural. Jonathan K. Kwan is 49. That's the kid with the gadgets in the Goonies. Fred Durst, the singer from Limp Bizkit, is 50 years old today.
50?
Yeah,
Wow.
50 years old. Fred Durst. How about that one?
Yeah, and it seems like we've only been listening to Limp Bizkit for a little while, but in actuality, it's been a really long time already.
Yeah,
Kind
I'd
of
love
makes
to
you
know how
feel
they come
old.
up with a name like Limp Bizkit. Why couldn't it be Limp Bread or, Limp Toast or, Limp Bacon or Limp Sausage or Limp whatever? Limp Biscuit. Why Limp Biscuit?
Or maybe just limp along.
Yeah, Limp Along. That's another good one. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Let's see here. Joan Allen is 64. That's the CIA Deputy Director. Pamela Landy in The Bourne Supremacy. Al Roker. I love me some Al Roker.
yeah.
He has got the most stylish glasses that are out there today.
He does.
He's got every color under the face of the sun.
Well, if he were on the radio with us, we both wear glasses every day, Evan. Maybe I think he would be outshining us.
Yeah, definitely so. We'd need to wear sunglasses with his glasses.
Yeah.
Al Roker is 66 years old today. Peter Horton is 67. That's Gary Shepard on 30-something. Rudy Gatlin is 68. Now, you know who Rudy Gatlin is, don't you?
Of the Gatlin brothers.
Yes, the Gatlin brothers. Yeah, the Gatlin brothers. John Hyatt is 68. That's singer-songwriter. Have a Little Faith on Me. Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, 72 years old today.
I love the music that he did not too long ago, back in the day with Alison Krauss.
Yeah.
When they did the album Raisin Sand and all that.
Yeah, definitely good stuff.
I like that work that he did. But yeah, the major league singer of Led Zeppelin, and I'm pretty sure he sang all or most of Led Zeppelin's songs.
Right.
It was a rarity for anybody to step in front of Robert Plant and either share the mic or take his place in front of that mic.
For sure. Connie Chung, former newswoman with painful singing skills, who's married to Maury Povich.
Connie Chung.
Yeah, Connie Chung. She's 74 years old today.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever watched Maury Povich's show?
Good gosh.
Could you imagine if he had $1 for every test, paternity test that he gave, $1 for each one?
Yeah.
How rich he would be?
I know. And it just seems like he does the same show every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only watch him like maybe once or twice a year because you're going to see that same episode run over and over every day with a different cast
definitely
of
so.
people.
Yeah, without a doubt. Mike, have a good day, by the way. Mike's signing off, so he's got to go take care of business. But yeah, Connie Chung and Maury Povich. I love when Maury Povich, he calls for the envelope. They have that big sound effect, and he opens it up, and he goes, in the case of John Doe, you are the father. Or he'll go, you are not the father.
Yeah.
So he's really good about that.
But I just wonder, don't people completely tire of that after a while? Like,
No.
it's just like you're seeing the same thing.
No, because it's
over and
different
over.
stories. That's like
Again.
watching have you ever watched Steve Wilkos?
I have
Steve Wilkos show?
No, I haven't
That's
watched.
a spinoff of the Jerry Springer show.
Okay.
Steve used to be one of the security guards on Jerry Springer. Now he has his own show.
His own.
Yeah, and his show is really good. It's It's sort of on the premise of Jerry Springer, but not as wild and not as crazy, and there's not as much physicality. They don't fight that much on Steve Wilkos.
Oh, okay.
But
so
it's a
there's
lot of
little
soap opera
more
crap going on.
conversation and
Yes.
more people figuring it out and that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess Dr. Phil is as far as I'm going now with the talk circuit, and even that gets a little funky. I think during the afternoon, it goes a little bit out there, a little bit.
I love me some Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil's got good stuff.
I do too.
I'm going to work on getting him too.
I
want to get him on the
his
show.
advice a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's.
Would you
he's
mind
been
if I
pretty
got
good.
Dr. Phil on the show and he'll give us advice?
No, I would not.
On what I can do and what you can do?
I think that would be good. I mean, I'm not going to like fill the dirt or anything or fill that pot up with dirt in my life or anything.
Oh, come on,
to get
Bonnie.
us-
You know, if we get Dr. Phil,
Yeah.
we have to fill the pot with dirt.
Oh.
Both you and I together. That's because it's a rarity. We'd get Dr. Phil.
I don't know. Maybe I would ask advice, maybe about a friend or something. Maybe a friend of a friend or a friend.
How about ask advice about Big Kitty?
Oh yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
He can tell you why you're talking to a cat on the radio.
Maybe we could get him to talk to Fredo, and maybe Fredo would, get some help from Dr. Phil, and
Yeah.
Dr. Phil could tell him why he thinks he has to date so many women.
Oh, he's just a player.
I guess so.
I know quite a few people that are like that in my time.
And Dr. Phil's eyes would go,
Yeah.
they go all buzzy.
Yeah. Celebrating a birthday in the heaven, the one and only Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, who wrote theme from Shaft. He also did, he was also chef on South Park as well.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He was chef on South Park.
Yep.
That was some funny stuff.
Yep. Dimebag Daryl. That's right. Dimebag Daryl Abbott, the guitarist for Pantera and Damage Plan, who was killed at a concert in Ohio when a fan ran on stage and shot him at point blank range.
Oh, good gosh.
Could you imagine seeing that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, being out in that audience and something you never would forget.
Yep.
And my ears would be ringing from the sound for days and weeks.
Does the name Benjamin Harris ring a bell to you?
Benjamin Harris. Benjamin. Let's see.
Benjamin Harris.
Tell
He's
me
celebrating
why
a
it
birthday.
should.
Celebrating a birthday in the heavens. He is the 23rd president of the United States.
Oh, is he?
5'6" tall, and he became the 23rd president.
Okay.
Yep. Now, besides today being National Radio Day, it's also National Lemonade Day. So, with that said, if anybody's out there listening, would you please bring us some lemonade to the radio studio since it's National Lemonade Day? And we'll have a nice little gift for you.
Yeah.
If you bring us some lemonade, 2 bottles of lemonade, we will have a nice little gift for you, and it'll be well worth your while.
Ooh, what's
I
the
promise
gift?
you.
Can you?
No.
You can't reveal it,
No,
Evan.
no, don't want to reveal it.
Is
It'll
it-
be worth your while.
Is it more than $2? The price
Yes.
of the lemonade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
That's-
it's a piece of equipment right here. Okay.
So we want some lemonade.
Yeah,
Lemonade.
I'll just say it's pertaining to that right there, but don't say it.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
It's well worth it now, isn't it? For 2
Mhm.
bottles of lemonade.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it'll be well worth your while.
I love some
I'm thirsty.
strawberry lemonade. Regular lemonade. The sweet
Ooh.
lemonade will do.
Strawberry lemonade's very good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I get the
strawberry lemonade's very
Weilers.
good.
The Weilers. And I like that lemonade too that they serve with the chicken at Chick-fil-A. That just seems to go together with the chicken tenders.
Yeah, definitely so. 7:20 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The legal battle between the governor and the state's largest teachers union over reopening schools is back in front of a Tallahassee judge after mediation broke down. Florida Education Association attorney Kendall Coffey says coronavirus cases, including in children, continue to rise while teachers are not offered additional accommodations and greater safety measures.
It's gone 180 degrees. Safety has become minimized in this most recent order.
A jewelry store robbery triggered a wild chase through Martin and St. Lucie counties on Wednesday and ended with 2 people in custody, authorities said. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts was on the scene and has this.
Michael, right now, deputies still need to find a piece of jewelry valued at nearly $125,000 that they believe the suspects may have dumped somewhere along this getaway this afternoon. Both of those suspects right now are in custody at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff William Snyder telling us within the last hour or so that the 2 suspects are accused of robbing Terry and Stewart, the store's owner, says a suspect asked an employee to try on a necklace, then ran out with that necklace. The owner says a customer also tried firing a shot at their car, but Snyder says the suspects sped off through downtown Stewart and into St. Louis, likely causing multiple car crashes along the way. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. They were followed through Martin and St. Lucie County and finally stopped on I-95 in Hope Sound when deputies threw out stop sticks, disabling their car. The passenger was taken into custody at the car. The driver tried running but was also caught quickly.
It was violent because shots were fired, and we're working through that right now. People in the store were assaulted. So these suspects were bound and determined to get away. They had no intention of stopping, and it had not been for the Martin County Sheriff's deputies in St. Lucie County, they certainly would have gotten out of here.
And all we know about the suspects right now is that one is 15 years old. The other, Sheriff Snyder says, is not cooperating at all, will not give an age or a name. We also understand there are other counties that want to come and interview these two suspects to see if they may be tied also to recent burglaries and other crimes in their counties. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
A 50-year-old Jensen Beach man was killed in a crash on Florida's Turnpike in St. Lucie County Wednesday afternoon. According to the Florida Highway Patrol, a tractor trailer and a pickup truck were traveling southbound on Florida's Turnpike near mile marker 145 when the tractor trailer sideswiped the pickup truck. The driver of the tractor trailer lost control of the vehicle, hit a guardrail, and overturned. He was pronounced dead at the scene, FHP said. The driver of the pickup truck, a 56-year-old Pompano Beach man, and a 21-year-old passenger in the vehicle did not suffer any injuries. All southbound lanes of Florida's Turnpike were closed in the area for hours while officials worked the scene. And Tropical Depression 13 has formed over the Atlantic, bringing maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour with higher gusts, according to the National Hurricane Center. And WPTV's meteorologist Steve Villanueva tells us more.
Well, we certainly need to keep an eye on this one. This is Tropical Depression number 13. It is starting to get a little better organized. You can see the swirl in the clouds right there, and you can see the thunderstorms really starting to develop. Right now, winds of 35 miles an hour, moving pretty quickly to the west-northwest at 20 miles an hour. So here's the thinking. The thinking is that by tomorrow, it could become a tropical storm. By Saturday, just north of Puerto Rico with winds of 60 miles an hour. And then after that, it makes a run towards South Florida by Monday with winds of 70 miles an hour. Now, it could still take this track right here, or it could take more of the southern track. And the major global models, the European and the GFS, do take the southern track right here. If the system actually stays away from land, it could get a bit stronger, but if it interacts with land, it'll weaken it a little bit. Now, the computer models look like this. You can see how very tightly clustered they are, taking it just north of the islands and very close to South Florida as we head towards Monday at 11 p.m. These are the hurricane models, but again, the global models take it through Cuba and into the Gulf of Mexico. So still a little bit of uncertainty in the longer term. This is the other system that we're watching in the Caribbean. This one should make a run towards the Yucatan Peninsula and then eventually work its way into the Caribbean, staying well west of South Florida.
Lastly, the National Weather Service says that a powerful tornado packing winds between 105 and 115 miles per hour tore a 4-mile path across central Florida on Tuesday. The National Weather Service confirming an EF2 tornado touched down just before 4 p.m. into land and traveled 4.6 miles over the span of about 10 minutes. The twister damaged buildings, knocked down trees and power lines. The National Weather Service says no injuries were reported. Well, the Magic and the Heat are each 1-0 entering today's second game of their Eastern Conference playoff series in the NBA's Orlando bubble. Orlando playing Milwaukee, and Miami will be facing Indiana. News time at 7:26, and weather and traffic together are next.
7:27 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
It's another quiet morning right here on the Treasure Coast. Traffic-wise, we're not seeing any problems, no tie-ups, no slowdowns, no accidents to report right now. And there's your latest look at traffic. Palm City, it's a clear sky, 75. And here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure, starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. The Saturday highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off. Temperatures in the mid-70s, highs tomorrow back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
7:31 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for our weekly visit with Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce, all things where your business needs to be. With the Chamber of Commerce, I can't emphasize this enough because the perks are great, the amenities are great, and plus they help promote your business as well. Joe, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Thanks for that plug. That was great.
Well, thanks.
That was really good. I thank you.
I'll send you the bill in the mail.
I expect one.
How's things going, Joe? How's things
Great.
going personal life and what's the extended family at the chamber doing?
Well, thank you. Our personal life is great. We're fine. Our family, everyone's good. So we're staying safe. We're doing the best we can to adhere to the CDC regs as well as our county regs and wearing masks and all of that good stuff. So thankfully it's working for us. And it seems like the numbers are looking a little bit better too. Even statewide, the numbers seem to be subsiding a little. We're nowhere near being out of the woods, but at least it's not rampant. that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's for darn sure, without a doubt. So, what's the latest and greatest that's been going on in the chamber in the last week? Fill us in a little bit.
I'll tell you, this is our busiest time of the year. We're preparing probably the most difficult in my career, putting together a budget. Don't even know, where we're going. I'm putting together a budget without any events in it, which is probably about 25% of our total revenue, and try to build a budget immediately cutting out 25%. That's pretty difficult. And then of course, we're winding down, and I was going to mention to the folks out there that this week is the final week to get in our annual publication, our membership directory and community guide. So any of you out there that are listening and have advertised before or interested in advertising, or if you want to join the chamber and get your name in the book, we'd love to have you. So please get in touch with us before the end of the day tomorrow. Our board approved. We have a board election. We sent out a slate of officers and directors yesterday, according to our bylaws. The membership now has a 15-day period to file a petition to get on the slate to be a director on our board. That's provision in our governance committee that no one has ever done. It's never happened, but it gives the members provision, or a provision to, if they feel they want to sit on our board, they haven't been nominated or didn't know how to get there in the past, they can request it by petition, and then we would literally have a ballot mail out election. Every member would get a ballot to vote for that person. So it's never happened in 30 years. Who knows? We haven't had an epidemic either. So, stranger things can happen. So, but it's crazy. We're wringing our hands. Our annual gala is scheduled for October 2nd. We normally give 150 to 175 people. We can't even book the venue this year. They're not accepting any reservations at this point. We are working with a couple of other venues, the hotels out on the beach, who are having events. So we did a survey last week asking those folks who have attended the banquet in the last 2 years, as well as sponsors and people who have attended our events. We sent out a targeted survey to them, asking them, and probably we did it wrong, but it is what it is. So we asked, would you be interested in attending a gala in the evening or at a lunchtime event, or not at all? And so we got 84 respondents pretty quickly, that's a pretty good response. We said that about 120.
Right.
So, but anyway, we got 48 said that they would go to some sort of event. 37 said evening, 12 said lunch, and then the rest, we had quite a few people said not at all. So anyway, to make a long story short, now we've got to go back out to those people who said they would go to an event and poll them and now say, okay, we're scheduling an event. Are you coming? So my recommendation to our board at this point in time is that we shouldn't do one. But I think they sort of agreed, but they wanted to make sure that we were covering all our bases and making sure that we were in tune or in step with what our members feel. And so we're weighing all of our possibilities and options. And but again, like I said, it's crazy. I see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Our membership renewals were very good for June and July. August seems to be coming along. We're still behind, but not, we had no revenue from March till June. because we weren't invoicing people.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think anybody had any revenue anywhere in the month of March.
Yeah, of course, and I recognize that. So it's put us obviously in a hole, but I do see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I don't have any new members to report this week, but I know that we're going to have some, and we'll catch up on them next week. So, but I do see things loosening up a little bit. Where we go from here, who knows? I think if the numbers keep getting better, things are going to loosen up. But Evan, it's not going to be the same.
Right.
We have to realize and recognize that, because there are people who are just a year from now are going to, or even if it's subsided, and even if there's a vaccine, there's going to be people who are very leery about it. We understand that. So we're trying to come up with different ways of our main concern right now is to help our members, to do what we can to, we've helped an awful lot of our members get the PPP funding, to get small business grants, SBA grants and loans. And so we're still working that. And by the way, I think we talked a little bit about it last week, but I want to mention again that there's $20,000 grant, a non-payback grant available through the county for small businesses who lost revenue because they had to shut down. For instance, bowling alleys, spas, hair salons, places like that had to shut their doors. Now, the grant does not allow for lost revenue. It allows for hard costs like rent or paying your mortgage, things of that nature. So we're hoping that we're getting the message out the best we can. All of the 5 chambers and the Economic Council here have kept our members aware of it, because we keep in touch with them. But the members, the businesses out there that aren't members of these organizations, therein lies a problem, because we're trying to reach them. There's been news. I think it's been reported on your radio station. I know it has been. So if you know of someone who isn't aware of this, listeners, please, anyone who's got a business, call me, call the county. We'll guide you through the process, because it's not a lot of money. $20,000 is not where I say a PPP. You're looking at in some cases, people are getting 6-figure checks. And then, of course, United Way is also doing a $10,000 grant through the CARE program with the county. So there are some funds available out there, not 6-figure funds, but there are some funds that can help people get through these hard times. And please, if you have a question, call me. I'll tell you where to go. We'll steer you in the right direction.
Now, Joe, what are some of the criteria that people that have a business that want to apply for this? It's up to $20,000, correct?
Yes, up to, yes. Now, if let's say, for instance, you've received some federal funding. Let's say you got a $10,000 grant from the SBA. Now you're only eligible for $10,000 of that 20.
Okay.
So this is for people who have received no federal help or very little federal help. And again, they're having trouble paying their mortgage or paying their rent or paying their utilities. Those types of hard costs. Again, like I said, it's not going to, because you had to shut your beauty salon for 2 months and lost $50,000. You're not eligible. It's not lost revenue. It's hard costs.
Okay.
Do these businesses have to show that they maybe have a certain number of employees, that a number of hirees that they have under them?
That's part of the CARE Act money, but that's the PPP.
Okay.
Payroll protection. And yes, you do have to show, that's a little more stringent than what we're talking about with this county loan. The PPP is a little more stringent. They want to see payroll from previous years and things of that nature.
Uh-huh.
And I think I may have mentioned it last week. Our chambers of commerce, 501c5s and 6s were eliminated from the original legislation, so we weren't eligible for any of those PPP funds. So Senator Rubio 2 weeks ago introduced legislation in that would include us in the next wave, if there is one, and that the consensus seems to be before the end of this calendar year, there will be another wave of PPP funds. And Rubio was kind enough to include chambers of commerce and economic development groups, 501(c)(5)s and 5s and 6s, to be eligible to apply for those funds.
And Joe, I think Evan did bring up the question too last week that in the end, the finality, who decides who is eligible for the grants? Is there like a big board or committee that decides?
It goes through, I think it goes through 2 or 3 processes, but honestly, Bonnie, they've made it really easy. It's not a bureaucrat nightmare where you've got to fill out thousands of forms and then go through boards and all.
Right.
It's a 3-step process. It's very simple. It's really a simple process. And kudos to George Stokas, who's the county deputy or assistant county administrator, who's heading this up, and he really is. They gave him a free rein. He's very business oriented, and he really is tuned into the fact that dealing with the bureaucracy many times is a nightmare, and he's tried to simplify that. And he has. It can't be any simpler. It really. And I know people who've applied for it, and they said, "Oh my God, the biggest problem was go get the application." So you have to go to Peter Cummings Library in Palm City, get an application, fill it out, and submit it. Once it's submitted, it goes to one more step, and it's a 3-step process if you count getting the application.
Now, how quick can you get your money from the minute you fill the application out?
Almost within 10 days to 2 weeks, I'm going to say.
But now here's the thing. Your business has to be in Martin County, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yes.
It can't be a St. Lucie County business.
No.
Or anything like that.
Right. It has to be Martin County because they've each, we got $10 million out of the CARE for this program. We got $10 million.
Right.
Each county got $30 million or $40 million, whatever it was. And it went by population. So the original wave, we weren't eligible for because you had to be a population of 500,000 or more.
Okay.
So we kind of got the leftovers. The smaller counties in the state, all of the, Miami-Dade, Broward, Duval, Orange, all of the bigger counties got their funding first. And then we got, there was money appropriated for us. I don't mean we got the crumbs, but when you compare our 10 million to the 100 million Palm Beach County got and Broward and Dave, we got crumbs, but it's still, again, it was a fair way to do it. It was by population. We are one of the smaller counties in the state. So that's just the way it worked out. We're thankful we got it. We're thankful we got anything.
Wow, that's amazing. Joe, give out your information. So if people want to reach you and they need information about this, how can they reach you?
Please call me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108. And you can go to our website, www.stuartmartinchamber.org. You can also go to Martin County's website, and there's information there for it. There's www.martincounty.org, something like that, or .gov. But it's available online. You can't get the application online. You need to go physically pick up the application in Palm City at the Peter Cummings Library.
All right. Very good. My very special guest is Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Of course, reach out to him. They are definitely an ally for your business in this tough world that we're living in right now. They can help you thrive and even give you some suggestions and tips and little tidbits of what you can and what you can't do as well. Joe, thank you so much. We really greatly appreciate you being with us.
Always my pleasure.
Always our pleasure, and we'll speak to you next week.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye now. 7:46 now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A jewelry store robbery triggered a wild chase in Martin and St. Lucie counties on Wednesday and ended with 2 people in custody, authorities said. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts was on the scene and has this.
Michael, right now, deputies still need to find a piece of jewelry valued at nearly $125,000 that they believe the suspects may have dumped somewhere along this getaway this afternoon. Both of those suspects right now are in custody at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff William Snyder telling us within the last hour or so that the two suspects are accused of robbing diamonds by Terry and Stewart. The store's owner says a suspect asked an employee to try on a necklace, then ran out with that necklace. The owner says a customer also tried firing a shot at their car, but Snyder says the suspects sped off through downtown Stewart and into St. Lucie County, likely causing multiple car crashes along the way. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. They were followed through Martin and St. Lucie County and finally stopped on I-95 in Hobe Sound when deputies threw out stop sticks, disabling their car. The passenger was taken into custody at the car. The driver tried running but was also caught quickly.
It was violent because shots were fired, and we're working through that right now. People in the store were assaulted. So these suspects were bound and determined to get away. They had no intention of stopping, and it had not been for the Martin County Sheriff's deputies in St. Lucie County, they certainly would have gotten out of here.
And all we know about the suspects right now is that one is 15 years old. The other, Sheriff Snyder says, is not cooperating at all, will not give an age or a name. We also understand there are other counties that want to come and interview these two suspects to see if they may be tied also to recent burglaries and other crimes in their counties. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
On just the third day of school, the Okeechobee County School District is transitioning nearly 36 students and one teacher to remote learning after a student tested positive for coronavirus. According to the school district, the Okeechobee high school student was immediately isolated and sent home. The school district says it's working with the Department of Health for contact tracing. Only students who weren't able to social distance from the student are being sent home. Those students include 11 students on a bus, 21 students from 6 classrooms, and one teacher. They will do remote learning for 14 days. The Department of Corrections is extending its ban on outside visitors at all Florida prisons through September 14th.
The announcement came from Secretary Mark Inch as the number of inmates and staff infected with the coronavirus continues to surge inside state correctional facilities. More than 15,000 inmates and 2,300 workers have tested positive for the virus, while 79 inmates have also died. Prisoners continue to have access to phone calls, mail, and video visits with family members for a fee. I'm Larry Spillman.
And the legal battle between the governor and the state's largest teachers union over reopening schools is back in front of a Tallahassee judge after mediation broke down. Florida Education Association attorney Kendall Coffey says coronavirus cases, including in children, continue to rise, while teachers are not offered additional accommodations and greater safety measures.
It's gone 180 degrees. Safety has become minimized in this most recent order.
Attorneys for the governor argue while there is a risk for reopening physical schools, there's a larger risk for learning deficits, physical abuse, and depression in children. In NHL, Braden Point scored in overtime as the Tampa Bay Lightning nipped the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4. The Bolts won the NHL Eastern Conference first-round series in 5 games. Also in NHL from yesterday, the Boston Bruins win, and so do the Montreal Canadiens over the Philly Flyers. News time is 7:51. Weather and traffic together are next.
7:52 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Not finding any accidents out on the roadways. It really is a quiet morning as you're traveling, and this includes the major highways for Martin and St. Lucie County. And there's your latest look at traffic. Here in Stewart, 76, and here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off. Temperatures in the mid-70s, highs tomorrow back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the biggest little radio show on the biggest little planet, the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie.
7:58 right now on the Get Up and Go Show. Bonnie coming up in about 7 minutes from now. I'm really excited. It'll be a good, fun interview to talk to Joe DeVito. He's the executive producer up at Citi Field for the New York Mets.
Yeah.
As you know, last week we had Gary Pincus on. That's the guy who actually makes all those cardboard cutouts. So I'm real curious to find the method behind the madness of how Joe and his awesome team up there at Citi Field, they put this whole entire thing together and they figure out, how to put all these different sound effects and applause and this and that and the other and all that other.
Do they
good
have
stuff.
like little coughs and sneezes in there too? I wonder.
I have no idea.
So
You'll be able to actually ask all those riveting questions
Yes.
to Joe when he gets on with us after the news coming up after 8:00 this morning. And something else that I saw too, I thought that was kind of rather cute. There was a video online earlier this morning I watched of a major league player that grabbed a foul ball and he was running back onto the field. He handed the foul ball to the cardboard cutout who happened to be a little girl and he just dropped it right there.
Did the cutout grab it back from
No,
him?
I don't think the cutout would grab it back, Bonnie. I really don't think so.
But that's awesome.
If the cutout grabbed it back, we would be in literally deep crap.
Things
we
would be really, really looking realistic then, wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely so. But it's going to be a great interview. Anytime I get to talk to anybody from the Mets organization, that's like, as you know, that's my love is
That's
my
your
second
home.
love.
That's your home,
That's
Evan.
my home. And let me tell you, I can't go to my home because our home is shut down here in Florida
Yeah.
after we just completely spent millions of dollars on rebuilding our second home. But we're going to step back right now. We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's next, and then we'll be back right after that.
On the air, online, covering the Treasure Coast. Get connected with the Get Up and Go show. And now here's your host, Evan and Bonnie.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
You know, when I hear that song, it just really, it's like I go to my happy place, Bonnie.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
It just brings back so many memories, and so many memories that when it was Tradition Field, and now and then First Data Field for a while.
Now it's Clover Park.
Yes.
And a renovated Clover Park.
Yeah. So fine.
Joining us on our line right now is the executive producer of content marketing. He also oversees game productions, social media marketing, and creative services, Mr. Joe DeVito. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Evan. Good morning, Bonnie. How are you guys?
We're very good. Thank you, Mr. Joe.
It's good to hear your voice, man. That's all I got to tell you. First off, it's so good to hear your voice. I can say I miss you and Josh and the entire team. It's crazy times we're living in right now, but you're doing something very unique that a lot of the other ballparks are doing as well. First and foremost, you guys have all the cardboard cutouts courtesy of Gary Pincus and his company. What is the count up to as of late? Do you know?
We're getting up there. We're almost at a sellout. I think we're upwards of somewhere over 8,000 right now, and we'll probably land somewhere around 10,000. So it's been really successful.
That's crazy. And I know the 7-Line Army, they have their section out in center field. So that's always a sellout for every game, right?
Yes, it is. And I got to believe that all those orange jerseys out sense of normalcy to the ball players. They're so used to seeing the 7-Line out there. And, Darren over at 7-Line did a great job rallying the troops and getting everybody to go ahead and log into the website and get their cutout. It was really, really well done.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your responsibility, because you're the guy that's responsible for taking dead air and turning it into 40,000 plus people in the stadium. I want to dissect how that's all done and where did it all start? How did you get going doing this?
Yeah, this is something that was really a big conversation between multiple teams and the league during the beginnings of our ramp back up to games when we knew we weren't going to be able to have fans in the ballpark. MLB initiated the conversation of what we need to do, not only for a sense of normalcy for the viewers at home and for the players and broadcasters, but also to help preserve some integrity of the gameplay. We don't realize when you've got, even if you only have 10,000 fans in there, they're creating such a background noise that, mound visits and coaching from, the dugouts, that stuff's not audible. And without this crowd sound being pumped through the ballpark, I think you would hear a pin drop.
Right.
So it was a multi sort of faceted reason why we wanted to approach this. And we were really lucky that, Sony PlayStation had recordings of all of our ballparks for fans. And they were basically able to just turn around and give those back to us. MLB worked with a vendor to create a little dashboard on an iPad. And we essentially sit in the control room and score the game as close to the real, situation we would be in if we had our fans. So 2 strike counts, we ramp it up a little bit more. Big cheers for big moments, of course. And, a couple of disappointed oohs and ahs when something doesn't go our way. But it's been a real group effort with the league on this. And everyone's, kind of taken their version of what they feel like their ballpark should sound like and putting it into play.
I know that when I'm watching the game at home or I'm listening to it on radio, it is so realistic. I've even actually texted you during a game or two. And Joe, I have to tell you, man, it's so realistic sounding when you watch the game on TV and you have that sound of the crowd in the background, just the ambient sound of like 30,000 people are just sitting there. And then, like when Nimmo or somebody, cracks a home run over the fence, or Conforto or whoever it may be, you get the crowd goes nuts. The crowd comes alive, and it's like there's 30,000 people in the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, look, our fans make it easy for us because we know how passionate they are. And when those great moments like you just named happen at home, we get a really, there's nobody more passionate than Mets fans. We all know this. When we're playing well, our fans are there to cheer us along. So to be able to just replicate that a little bit for folks at home and for the players, it was just something that we really felt positively about. We wanted to try it, and we hoped that it was going to work and get a good reception. And I think for the most part, it has. I think some fans, may not love it and they'd rather be there, and we understand that. But so far, we think it's actually really sounded great.
So the $1 million question, Joe, who holds the iPad?
Well, it's funny. We have a couple of different staffers. We're trying to get multiple people to be able to kind of replicate the same experience, so you would never know the difference.
Right.
But our good friend Tim Gunkel started us off and really helped set the tone. It took me one game to sit next to Tim and just kind of work with him on that, and I was like, yeah, these guys got it, and they've been doing a fantastic job. So shout out to Tim and John and a couple of the other guys that are going to be holding the iPad.
It's truly amazing. So you sit at a table, or you're sitting in the control room, and you're holding an iPad. It's plugged into its power source, and then the other plug is that little mini plug that goes into your sound system at the stadium, and it's literally piped in through every single speaker in the entire stadium.
That's correct. And it also sends a feed to our radio partners and our RSN, SNY. And if we have any, other Fox or ESPN coming into the house, so we're able to distribute that audio wherever we need to, really. But yeah, we made sure to, fire it out of all the speakers, and, we'll even get feedback from the players in front office, say, oh, that was great. A little louder, a little more of this, a little more of that. And we love that back and forth communication with everyone that it affects, including broadcast. So because where we are up top, it's a little hard to tell, how it's really coming off. So we appreciate that feedback. And I think so far we've been able to find that sweet spot with the with all the sounds.
Is it realistic, like putting in little coughs and sneezes with the crowd too, like that, or are they afraid to sneeze because of COVID?
That might clear the room, Bonnie. No, I think like I said, with Sony PlayStation, they recorded actual crowd sound. So whatever was happening on the nights that they were able to aggregate all of those sounds and put them into a track, into a file, that's what we're putting back out there. So, every ballpark is going to sound different. Obviously, a closed dome versus Citi Field.
Right.
So it was really just very lucky that we were able to work with Sony on that stuff and bring an actual recording of our actual fans to life again in the ballpark during these crazy times.
Now, all the audio is stored inside the iPad, correct?
Yes, with multiple backups, of course, because we have to make sure we don't.
I would hope you have.
I
would hope you have a couple of iPads on standby just in case.
Yes.
That or you'd have dead noise, as they say, dead crowds, so to speak.
That would not be good. No, it's all stored on the iPad, and it's a dashboard where you literally can just press a button and get things to happen. And it's a very strange feeling to be able to control that sound in a ballpark. Normally, we do prompts and we do little cues and music, hits to get the crowd to do certain things. Now we could just press the button and get that moment to happen. So it's been a very strange and unique experience, to say the least. But yeah, it's an easy to use system, and I think we all collectively appreciated that, because we didn't know what we were getting into, So this was something that came to us, and we were able to really dial it in and customize it to each ballpark's experience.
It's almost like having one of DJ Razor's instant replays right in front of you with the 50 hotkeys, and you just press a button and bam, away you go.
Absolutely. And it's funny you bring up DJ Razor, because now a lot of the music cues that he's creating, they'll have little crowd sounds in it as well, additional ones, because again, we're lacking that normal back and forth between our audience,
right?
Between our fans. So everything that we're putting out audio wise now, we're doing that with in mind with how do we make it sound as authentic as possible.
So in other words, let's say when Michael Conforto comes up to the plate and his walk-up song plays and DJ Razor hits that button, the crowd noise is built into that walk-up song, so the crowd applauds when he walks up.
A little bit of that, and a little bit of Tim or someone pressing a button to coincide and actually live in the moment working with DJ Razor as that song is coming on. We start to pump up the crowd, and then we let it fade back down to the the neutral kind of buzz for his at bat.
Wow, that's really amazing. Situation. I saw Colin Cosell posted a short video of him announcing Luis Guillorme into the game as the pitcher. Funniest thing I've ever watched in my entire life. How odd was that for you guys to experience Luis Guillorme, who's normally either like second or shortstop, and he's getting called into the game as the pitcher? That had to be very different.
It's always, look, I think the fan, even if it's a lopsided game, I think fans enjoy watching position players pitch.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are Twitter accounts that do a position player alert, it was fun. You try to make the best out of it. Obviously you'd rather be on the other side of that score. But yeah, it's always fun. And, those guys down on the field always take it in good spirit and get a kick out of it, as do we upstairs, as you can tell by Colin's video.
Yeah, definitely so. And of course, the $1 million question that everybody has asked me, that I don't like to reveal the secrets too much about the magic, and the myth of how everything gets put together in that massive control room that's up there at Citi Field. But who has the privilege and who is assigned to pressing that button for the apple to go up and the apple to come down?
The apple button.
The apple button.
It's our secret little button. Everyone wants to know, where it is and who operates it. It is, it's funny. There's not a specific person. It's positioned in a certain place where whomever is in it hits it. We have, there are times where I've been standing there and I see a ball going out and I'm like, I'm pressing the button on this. I got to raise the apple for this one. This is a big home run. But typically it's our buddy Tim, not Gunkel, different Tim Powers, who is sitting there. He's controlling a lot of the LED ribbons and other that go out to the ballpark, and he'll just swing his chair around and press the button. It's a cool little device, and little cover over the button and a little key that you have to turn. So it looks a little bit more serious than it is, but it's a fun thing when we're obviously when we're hitting home runs.
Yeah, because we have to be careful. We don't want to hit that button unless it needs to be, pushed down. That's why there's the key. That's why there's the cover. It kind of reminds me of the golden buzzer on America's Got Talent. You press that buzzer and just all heck breaks loose, Yeah.
You don't want to, an erroneous apple rise to happen. You got to be very, very sure it's out.
Well, Joe, all I can say is, keep one of those iPads handy, because, before you know it, spring training is going to be here, and we have no idea what's going to be happening down at Clover Park. And, this craziness could be carrying through spring training. And, we may need your expertise with that infamous iPad with those crowd sounds for us down here.
Absolutely. We'd be happy to help. We're all looking forward to getting back to that normal, good spring training with a packed Clover Park, and getting to work with all our friends down in Port St. Lucie like yourself. So hopefully We don't need the iPad, but we'll have it in the road case.
It'll be there just in case on standby.
Absolutely.
And maybe hire a young boy or a young girl to run that because they're so used to firing up the video games anyway. They'd probably have the best skills at it, like a little
I'm
boy
sure
or
they'd
girl.
be much better at it than us. Absolutely.
Folks, that's the executive producer of content and marketing, and he oversees all the game production, social media marketing, and creative services, Mr. Joe DeVito from Citi Field. Joe, thanks a lot, man. I know you got a couple of days off. The team is down in Miami, and they're doing good. They're on a roll, and hopefully they'll continue on a roll and make it to the playoffs.
Absolutely. That's the goal. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. And let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets, without a doubt. Thanks
All right.
a lot, Joe. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Evan.
All right,
Take
bye-bye.
care.
8:22. It's news time. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. As we fight the spread of COVID-19, we can't ignore the pandemic's emotional toll. During a mental health roundtable in Orlando, Governor Ron DeSantis noted there were 60,000 overdoses in Florida last month, up significantly since last year.
We've got to dig in. We've got to be able to juggle multiple balls. We got to be able to handle more than one problem when it comes to healthcare.
The governor says $2 billion has been allocated across state agencies to support mental health and curb substance abuse. A jewelry store robbery triggered a wild chase through Martin and St. Lucie counties on Wednesday and ended with 2 people in custody, authorities said. WPTV's Treasure Coast reporter Megan McRoberts was on the scene and has this.
Michael, right now, deputies still need to find a piece of jewelry valued at nearly $125,000 that they believe somewhere along this getaway this afternoon. Both of those suspects right now are in custody at the Martin County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Snyder telling us within the last hour or so that the 2 suspects are accused of robbing diamonds by Terry and Stewart. The store's owner says a suspect asked an employee to try on a necklace, then ran out with that necklace. The owner says a customer also tried firing a shot at their car, but Snyder says the suspects sped off through downtown Stewart and into St. Lucie County, likely causing multiple car crashes along the way. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. They were followed through Martin and St. Lucie County and finally stopped on I-95 in Hope Sound when deputies threw out stop sticks, disabling their car. The passenger was taken into custody at the car. The driver tried running but was also caught quickly.
It was violent because shots were fired, and we're working through that right now. People in the store were assaulted. So these suspects were bound and determined to get away. They had no intention of stopping, and it had not been for the Martin County Sheriff's deputies in St. Lucie County, they certainly would have gotten out of here.
And all we know about the suspects right now is that one is 15 years old. The other, Sheriff Snyder says, is not cooperating at all, will not give an age or a name. We also understand there are other counties that want to come and interview these 2 suspects to see if they may be tied also to recent burglaries and other crimes in their counties. Reporting live in Martin County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
The city of Fort Pierce wants to encourage residents to complete the 2020 census by offering a chance to win a $25 gift card. WPTV's news anchor Kelly Dunn fills us in.
And you could win a $25 gift card in Fort Pierce if you submit the 2020 census right now. A winner will be chosen every Friday until the September 30th deadline. To date, 49% of people living in Fort Pierce have responded to the census, which does determine how much money is funneled into local communities. To find out how you can enter and try to get that $25 gift card giveaway, go to WPTV.com.
And on just the 3rd day of school, the Okeechobee School District is transitioning nearly 3 dozen students and 1 teacher to remote learning after a student tested positive for coronavirus. According to the school district, the Okeechobee High School student was immediately isolated and sent home. The school district says it's working with the Department of Health for contact tracing, and only students who weren't able to social distance from the student are being sent home. Those students, including 11 students on a bus, 21 students from 6 classrooms, and 1 teacher. They'll do remote learning for 14 days. In the Major League Baseball action from yesterday, the Miami Marlins losing to the New York Mets by a score of 5-3. The Yankees lost to Tampa Bay Rays 4-2. It was a doubleheader for Chicago Cubs and St. Louis when the Cubs get beat by St. Louis 9-3, and then they went on to beat St. Louis by a score of 4-2. The Phillies losing the Red Sox 6-3. Baltimore Orioles upset by Toronto Blue Jays 5-2 yesterday, and the Kansas City Royals shutting out the Cincinnati Reds 4-0. Our news time is 8:27. Weather and traffic together will be next.
$8:28 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, on our highways right now, everything's looking clear right here on the Treasure Coast. We're not seeing any accidents. US 1 moving smoothly. It looks like the major highways are both looking good at the moment. And there's our latest look at traffic. We have 76 in Stewart. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off. Temperatures in the mid-70s, highs tomorrow back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Mornings are better with the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on WSTU.
8:31 right now, the time of the Get Up and Get space in another place. To get us an update, here's Randy Siegel. Good morning, Randy.
And good morning to you, sir. 1953, the Army launched its Redstone rocket from the Cape. That launch took place to show that we had a small vehicle that could actually fly in a trajectory that could carry bombs or missiles to the Soviet Union at that time. And it was a highly successful flight. And in 1960, on this date, we had the launch of a Voyager spacecraft carrying 2 doggies. Yep. First time the Russians tried to launch a couple of dogs into space, the rocket failed. But in this case, they were able to put into orbit Belka and Strelka, 2 dogs who proved that you could actually fly in orbit and not die. They were precursors to the manned space flights that would take place. What's really interesting from this flight is, number one, the bodies of Belka and Strelka are both preserved via taxidermy after their death and placed on display in the Moscow Museum of Space and Aeronautics. And one of the puppies, the offsprings of Strelka, was given to then First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy as a goodwill present from the Soviet Union. But President Kennedy's advisors initially opposed taking the dog for fear that the Soviets might have planted microphones in its body to listen in on national defense meetings. Well, that wasn't the case, and the dog lived a good, long life here in America. 1975 saw the Viking 1 mission head off to Mars. And then in 1977, we had the launching of Voyager 2, the first one to launch, and allowed a flyby of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. It was followed by Voyager 1 a couple of days later. The astronauts on board the International Space Station continued. Chris Cassidy switched off communication gear yesterday that was used to communicate with the Japanese HTV vehicle after it departed on Tuesday. The HTV will orbit Earth until later this afternoon when it descends into the atmosphere for a fiery re-entry and a safe demise over the South Pacific. The commander then spent the rest of the day working on orbital plumbing and life support gear. Cassidy worked to replace waste and hygiene recycling tanks located in the Tranquility module, and he inspected gear that analyzes organic compounds in the station's air. Veteran cosmonaut Anatoly Ivanushin focused on battery work as he installed current converters throughout the lab's Russian segment. Ivan Wagner, he worked in the morning on orbital plumbing before exploring ways to improve Earth photography techniques and determine how mission events impact the orbital laboratory. Space traffic will be clear for most of August and into September. Then, in September, it will pick up quite dramatically when we have the launch taking place of the U.S. Cygnus module from Northrop Grumman, then the Expedition 64 crew to the International Space Station, followed by the SpaceX Crew 1 mission during the period. So a lot is going on. The astronauts and cosmonauts who will make up that first mission to the orbital space station on October 14th are undergoing their final training in Russia. The prime crew consists of Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Rusakov and Sergei Kuznetsov, as well as NASA astronaut Kate Rubins. The backup crew of Oleg Novitsky, Peter Dubarov, and NASA astronaut Mark Vanderhee are also practicing in case there should be any kind of problem that would take place. So a lot of work going into preparations. India is still saying that they plan to fly on their own indigenous spacecraft, the Gagnion, but it will not happen this year. They're saying that due to the coronavirus, that it apparently will be delayed until next year. However, the government does maintain that its goal of launching a crewed mission by August of 2022, that'll mark the country's 75th anniversary of independence. The Air Force, or I should say the Space Force, is going to have ranks very similar to the Navy. There's a one-sentence insert into the National Defense Authorization Bill that was passed last month that says the Space Force shall use a system of ranks and grades that is identical to the system of ranks and grades used by the Navy. The memo also specified that the Space Force's motto, Semper Supra, which means always above, suggests that personnel should look down to the joint flight, not above the stars, to ensure America's security and prosperity. Stephen Cates, Deputy Associate Secretary of Defense, has announced that he will be leaving the agency at the end of the month. While the department's critical missions will never be completed, I have a very exciting opportunity in the private sector that my family and I decided to pursue. So once again, after spending a lot of time working with the Space Command, he now is going to go off to the private sector and earn some money. NASA's weekly update by the administrator showed that NASA is ready to install the first section of the Space Launch System and test its hardware before the Artemis 1 mission flies to the moon. They also will be concentrating on flying new aircrafts. NASA, you must remember, is National Aeronautics and Space Administration. The first A stands for aeronautics, and that's what NASA intends to pursue. They're also noting that John W. Jack Boy will retiring after 73 years working for NASA. He has had tremendous contributions to management and the development of conical chamber and canard configurations. He worked on the Space Shuttle program, and NASA wishes him a happy 95th birthday. With the flagship Mars mission launched, NASA's planetary science, which is known as DART, and the Lucy mission, scheduled for launch next year. In spite of the COVID virus, NASA believes they can launch these missions without any problem. Lucy is one of two Discovery-class missions selected in 2017 to be launched in October of 2021 by United Launch Alliance's Atlas V. It will allow the spacecraft to fly by several Trojan asteroids in the same orbit around the Sun as Jupiter during its 12-year mission. DART, a planetary defense mission that will collide with a moon orbiting near-Earth asteroid, Didymos, will test a technique for deflecting its orbit and is scheduled for launch in late July of 2021. So, different missions for NASA spacecraft, to say the least. SpaceX has reiterated that it still plans to claim and pursue a claim against the U.S. Air Force over contracts awarded in October of 2018 to United Launch Alliance, Northrop Grumman, and Blue Origins. The protest is that they were left out unfairly, and it's rather strange that they're complaining about it after getting so many NASA contracts. Well, what can you do? Tomorrow we're going to tell you about the United Arab Emirates not losing hope and Perseverance headed for a course correction. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. That's Randy Siegel with the Daily Space Report right here each and every weekday morning at 8:30 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Time to head over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by. Bonnie?
Thank you, Evan. And you know what? There's some really terrific news coming from Ellie's Deli. They're holding a barbecue, and this is going to be a week from Sunday. So there's plenty of time to call your friends, grab your friends, tell them to come to this barbecue, because Chef Mark is helping to support the Bono and Turbin families who he has coached Little League for. He's been friends with throughout the years. Preparing this barbecue 1 week from Sunday, and you know it's going to be a terrific one because he always prepares his food just so spectacular. That barbecue with all the fixings. The price is right too. Just $10. Yeah, $10. And you can purchase in advance at Ellie's Deli. Cash is going to be accepted at the door. A week from Sunday, goes on noon to 4. Mark that one on your calendar for Sunday, August 30th, as all of the proceeds will support medical and funeral expenses for the Bono and Turbin families. And deli for lunch today, a cold sandwich with a hot bowl of soup sounds nice. Yes, make it an Italian combo with ham and salami, capicola, some provolone cheese on there. You get your lettuce, onions, oregano, mayo, all of the fixings you want on a cold Italian on an 8-inch hoagie with a hot, fresh bowl of soup. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. It's Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
Time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold is opening up at $1,945.90 an ounce, and silver opening up at $27.26 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:45, it's news time. Let's go to the news desk one final time this morning. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks once again, Evan. The legal battle between the governor and the state's largest teachers union over reopening schools is back in front of a Tallahassee judge after mediation broke down. Florida Education Association attorney Kendall coronavirus cases, including in children, continue to rise, while teachers are not offered additional accommodations and greater safety measures.
It's gone 180 degrees. Safety has become minimized in this most recent order.
Attorneys for the governor argue while there is a risk for reopening physical schools, there's a larger risk for learning deficits, physical abuse, and depression in children. A Treasure Coast woman is going all in on her dream job, taking a chance at a time when many people are struggling to make ends meet. COVID-19 is leaving many people struggling to find their way in a tough job market, and WPTV's Megan McRoberts has the story.
On a quick boat ride through the Indian River Lagoon, Nicolette Mariano shows us where her new business is truly growing.
I've never been a person that likes to be sitting inside all day or in a cubicle.
We're in Sebastian, an area once rich with oysters, clams, and other shellfish that she's helping bounce back.
It's saltwater runs through my veins, I guess.
Mariano is a Martin County native who grew up loving the water, sea aquaculture. She's made a career working in aquaculture and research for years.
A lot happened with COVID, so I was let go from my job around the time of COVID too.
She lost her job at one of the toughest times to find a new one.
Trying to make it work right now.
Deciding there was no better time to go all in on starting her own business, Treasure Coast Shellfish.
Like, do or die right now, trying to make it happen.
She says she's now just one of 2 oyster farmers along Florida's East Coast, now producing upwards of 200,000 oysters.
The oysters are called Salty Sebastian Silvers. So to keep with the 1715 fleet of the Treasure Coast and the historical significance.
It's a labor of love, no quick profits out here.
Definitely produces a very nice salty oyster.
But she knows the payoff has the potential to go far beyond a dinner table.
One adult oyster, about 3 inches long, can filter up to 50 to 60 gallons of water a day.
She's helping restore water quality, even attract more sea life to the lagoon, supporting the country's most diverse ecosystem.
I've created my own little ecosystem, and it's given me hope.
Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
And the Department of Corrections is extending its ban on outside visitors at all Florida prisons through September 14th.
The announcement came from Secretary Mark Inch as the number of inmates and staff infected with the coronavirus continues to surge inside state correctional facilities. More than 15,000 inmates and 2,300 workers have tested positive for the virus, while 7 inmates have also died. Prisoners continue to have access to phone calls, mail, and video visits with family members for a fee. I'm Larry Spillman.
And now we take a look at sports. Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren on Wednesday released an open letter to the conference community stating that the vote by the Big Ten's Council of Presidents and Chancellors was overwhelmingly in support of postponing fall sports and will not be revisited. The Big Ten has faced significant backlash over the timing of the decision, which came just 6 days after the league announced its 10-game conference-only schedule on the Big Ten Network. Coaches, athletic directors, fans, and parents have publicly and privately expressed frustration and outrage at a lack of communication and explanation on the about face. News time is 8:48, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:49, the time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We are finding our roads to be still on the clear this morning. No accidents. We're not finding any tie-ups on US 1 and major highways included. There's our latest look at traffic. Well, right now we have 77 in Palm City. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid to upper 70s, partly cloudy skies and low rain chances to start off the first half of the day. This afternoon, highs in the low 90s, feels like temperatures in the triple digits. Scattered showers and storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening, marching southwest to northeast. Some of those storms could be strong to severe with heavy rainfall, gusty winds, lightning, and even small hail. Could even see an isolated tornado, so make sure to download the WPTV app for the very latest. As we head into tonight, most of the rain should start to taper off. Temperatures in the mid-70s, highs tomorrow back in the low 90s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give them a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:53 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. We have a phone call. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Ah, there he is. He's back again. Once again, the old man down the road, respectfully known as the old man down the road. He's back on the show with us this morning.
Yeah, with Edna.
Yeah, Edna. How's Edna doing, by the way?
Well, Edna's sitting on the computer watching you guys.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah, say way better so she knows you're alive.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing
Good to know that you and Edna are alive too.
Yeah. Did you guys have your vittles this morning?
Oh yeah, we had some good diddles this morning, and got some stuff from the Amish market, some fresh milk and eggs, So, but our Winnebago hunt's getting better. We almost getting ready to pick one out.
Really? And tell me about that.
Well, it's a nice 1995 Chief Tan.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really nice. It's big enough for us to where if we want to have any visitors come, and take a ride with us.
A 95. That's
a
like
95
brand new
G10.
for
Wow,
you.
that's a big upgrade from the 87 Winnebago. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what all of the amenities that are in this thing? Wow, that's like you're going from a Volkswagen to a Cadillac.
Yeah, well, Edna has her own private room if she wants one. If she wants to, look nice and pretty, put all that makeup all over.
Yeah, she wants to look pretty for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
she
right.
has a room for Bonnie with big Gary Busey.
Okay.
A cardboard poster of Gary Busey.
There you go. Oh, so Edna has a thing for Gary
my.
Busey also, huh?
It's that big teeth smile.
Okay.
Yeah, we girls like those big teeth for some reason.
Wow. Okay. All right. Really? What is
I
it about big
don't know,
teeth,
it's
Bonnie?
I don't know. It's just, Gary Busey,
Y'all.
Billy Bob Thornton. I don't know.
Really? Okay. Does your Gary have big teeth?
He doesn't have seriously large teeth, no.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know. It's just, that Busey and Billy Bob back in the day, they had that certain sort of rugged kind of
Okay.
look, kind of like
Hey,
a rugged boy kind of look.
Old man, do you have big teeth or no teeth at all?
Well, mine's like George Washington. It's wooden.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Very good. Just checking in, just making sure. All right. Very good. So, what is on the agenda for you coming up in the next couple of days? Tell us what's going on. You gonna actually purchase this new Winnebago or what?
I think we're gonna purchase it, and we're gonna head to Florida.
Really?
They're
So
coming to see you, Evan.
You're warning me then.
Yeah, and Bonnie.
Okay. Oh boy.
I got that big poster cut out of Gary Busey and Brian Williams.
Okay. 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 All right.
Brian
Okay.
Williams.
Now, what
I don't
year?
know where they ever
What
got
year
that
is this Winnebago again? It's a 90 what?
95.
95. Okay. And how many miles are on it?
Oh, on this one, it's only about 200,000.
Now, what's currently on the 87 Winnebago that you have?
482,000.
482,000 miles. Well, you've been around the country just a little
Man,
bit.
do those go that many miles? I mean, that's
As
a
long as
lot
you-
of
As long as you
mileage.
change the oil every so often, they'll just run forever in a
Man,
day.
That's what I hope my RAV4 is going to do for me. Just run forever.
Okay.
Edna's like a NASCAR pit crew. She knows how to fix them up.
Wow. Okay. She gets down and dirty and all greased up, huh?
Yeah, because if
Yes, you can do that.
if the old man gets down there, he might lose his teeth.
Yeah,
his
that's
teeth
true.
be lost somewhere.
That's definitely true. Definitely true. All right. So, old man, in closing, what is on the agenda for today? What are you guys going to do today? You're going to go back down to the dealership in Kentucky and go get that new Winnebago. Are you guys going to finance it or are you paying cash?
Oh, we pay cash. Oh, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Didn't realize
Oh,
you're
we have
Mr.
a-
Moneybags.
We have a retirement that would make your eyes bulge out.
Really? Need I don't want to ask. I'm afraid it's probably up in the. Is it more than 5 digits?
Oh, you can say that.
Okay, is
Maybe
it?
even a digit more.
Oh, so you're in the 6-digit category.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you know
Between
that
8 and 9.
you know that Noah's Ark that you visited way up there in, is it Kentucky? I think it's where it's at.
Yes.
I
Yes,
saw that on
Williamstown.
TV. Ozzy Osbourne and his son Jack visited that with Ozzy and Jack's detour recently.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
visited that Ark, and you know what? It's seriously they built that replica of the Ark just seriously way bigger than I ever thought. I mean,
Well, yeah. Well, Jack and Ozzy got lightning strike from God.
Wow. All right. Well, old man, on that note, we're going to let you go, and we'll check in with you anywhere Freestyle Friday. That means that anything goes on Friday on the show. How about that one, old man?
Oh yeah, we'll be looking in and probably call in to you guys.
All right, old man. Thanks a lot. Say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old man.
All right, that's the old man down the road, Bonnie. As always, we say chow mein.
Honduras.
And Arriba Dirty. Be kind to one another.
And be hearty, eat merry, drink merry. Yes, be kind.
Yeah, you're telling people to get drunk now, aren't you? Sure.
I mean, yeah, it's already Thursday,
Okay.
so what the
All
hey?
right, just start partying early. All right, we're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Freestyle Friday, where anything goes. Bye-bye for now.